Hello and welcome to episode 549 of the Awesome Comics Podcast, the place where the small press makes one hell of a big noise. My name is Vince Hunt, and joining me, as always, is the artist and creator of the brilliant webcomic Vanguard.
Oh, thank you.
It's Dan Butcher.
Hello.
Hello, Dan.
Hello,
welcome to 2026.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Feels like 2025.
And we
Same thing.
we can't go into another year of this show without Tony Esmond.
You can't
Hello,
enter
sir.
without me. Hello.
Yeah. He's a bit cold in his comics bunker today.
I've got a hat on.
He's got a hat on, covering that beautiful mane of hair.
And the chocolate waterfall's getting covered up. It is a bit taters at the moment, isn't it? It was -4 in my car earlier.
Yeah. January of 2026 in the UK has started quite bitterly, but we're going to try not to be bitter this year.
Gonna try.
And we're going to and we're going to look, as it's the first show of 2026, the first show of January, almost 550 episodes as well. Bloody hell. 550 will be the first guest episode of the show. But,
will it? Okay.
Yep. Well, of the year, I mean.
Yeah.
But as it's the first year show of the year, we're going to look forward to the year. We're going to look what we'd like to see in comics. And this is something we've done for the past few years, isn't it? What we hope to see in comics. Maybe some New Year's resolutions. I mean, I don't know you guys. I mean, I don't know about the word resolutions. Do you know what I mean? I think it's almost...
Yeah, I never really do it.
It's like an...
Remain alive.
It's
That's one of my spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, we all want that, Tony.
But it's just the kind of like, I want to make a change, but I'm going to wait till a specific date to do it. Like, just do it whenever, man. Do it ASAP.
I like it because you're sort of energized in the start of the new year. That's why I like to do it.
Yeah.
A lot of people sort of like, we're going to start going down the gym, which I find quite annoying because the fucking gym's jammed up.
Fucking does my head in. You just got to wait until they die off. Not literally die off, but you know.
Wait till about the end of January and it all kind of thins out again.
Yeah.
So I could be a miserable twat on my own in there.
Yeah. If we're going to be miserable, we want to be miserable in our own, with plenty of space around us, instead of waiting for a gaggle of twats around the certain machine you're waiting to use. Anyway, but we're going to be positive this year. And we're going to talk about the year ahead, some of our personal sort of hopes, dreams, resolutions for the year, and some from our lovely listeners as well.
We've got loads from them.
You've got loads.
Dan's going to read them out.
So,
and
of course, during all of this, there'll be plenty of comics chat, comics banter. We're going to have some recommends to kick off the year. And, well, basically, we're just going to look forward to 2026. I can't believe it's 2026. It's unreal.
I know, man.
You know, it's really unreal.
Yeah.
It's the time to look in your cupboards at all the sell-by dates of your food, because when they had 26 written on them, it felt so far away.
Yeah,
but it's not anymore, is it? You might have to get rid of that powdered custard.
Anyway.
He's such an old man.
Does powdered custard go off?
I don't fucking know.
How do you feel about? Come on, Tony.
I'm a fan of custard.
Now, who isn't? Don't put your hands up at home, listeners. But sell-by dates, how strong do you stick to them or believe in them?
Depends what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Milk on the day I'll have a sniff. After the day I'll throw away.
Well, milk. Really?
If it smells a bit cowy, it's getting thrown away.
Cowy?
Yeah, there's a smell to it like cowy. So it doesn't smell right. That's going.
Wow, and you only drink oat milk. That's a bit weird.
I'm kind of bad because like I have a coffee at work and someone will say, I think the milk in the coffee machine's off, and I'd have been feeling fine up until that point.
Yeah,
as soon as
what do they call it? What do they call it? Is that psychosomatic or something like that? Is it something like that? What do they call it when
something like that,
it's all about as soon as you're aware of something, all of a sudden your body goes, I think I'm going to die. Or it's the same
hypochondriac sort of thing, a little bit more, isn't it?
Yeah. But we hope you're not going to go by your sell by date or expire. No, that's a bit grim, isn't it, really? But we hope you had a brilliant
I hope your
Christmas.
custard is good.
Yeah, oh yeah, enjoy your custard.
I've got a friend of mine who calls me Custard Gun. That's a nice name, isn't it?
I'm sure if I looked that up in Urban Dictionary, I'd find something.
Yeah. Tell me this though, Tony. Is it pump action? Way the year starts.
Single barrel.
What's the one which is just one pump? It's a certain technique, isn't it? Some people can do just one pump and it fires custard. Yeah.
So as you can see, listeners, we're going to start with the same high quality that you've been expecting for the past 10 plus years. 10 years, Jesus Christ. But what does 2026 have in store for us? Well, I mean, over the past sort of decade, we've seen comics do all kinds of crazy things. But what do we want for the year ahead? And of course, what we're going to talk about for the next couple of hours is, of course, our thoughts and opinions. You have your own, and as long as you're not hurting anyone, no one's wrong.
You can hurt people emotionally.
Emotionally hurt people. That's the way we want to start 2026.
Yeah. We need to feel it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We really want to feel 2026.
So we've got like resolutions and wishes. We've got more resolution. We've got resolutions from the people who have commented, but not so much of the wishes. So we're going to kind of leave that for us three, aren't we? And just start off with a couple of
resolutions later. Yeah.
But as for 2026 in comics, should we start off not necessarily with small press and indie? Here's a generalisation for you, because obviously we're a small press and indie show normally. But because we're comics readers, we can't help but dip into some of the mainstream, the bigger publishers. Just naturally, I think. It's been
two of mine are reasonably big publishers. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So what do you want to see for the year ahead in comics? I mean, Tony, do you want to kick us off with something? Bring the noise, bring the positivity.
Okay. So as we all know, we attended the 40th anniversary of 2000 AD.
Yeah.
2017.
Great day that was.
And we had some fun. I got to interview Pat on the stage. Quite an event. Now, I accused Vince of being a furry in front of 500 people. Quite proud of that. And I know this year is not the 50th, but this year we should get an announcement of what's happening at the 50th.
Right.
Yeah.
So my wish is that we get a decent 2000 AD 50th anniversary. I think don't overcomplicate it. Do another like the 40th. Do that again, but bigger in a bigger place.
If it ain't broke.
Yep. Replicate the 40th. Alongside that, I'm hoping that we get some actual PR for comics. So we get some news items, we get some podcast appearances, we get some newspaper inches, we get all this sort of thing.
This is 2000 AD.
2000 AD. So they'll announce the 50th this year, with it being in February next year. So it's only just over a year away.
Yeah.
And I just hope that gives a little resurgence to the UK comic scene along the way as well. And I think as part of it, they make it a decent celebration, and we have all the people who are still about, because there's not many attending it. The people throughout the history of it. Not like they did for the 45th or something, where we had fucking comedians who clearly never read 2000 AD. Some Guardian journalist who had a favourite story, who's a friend of one of the fucking people in the office. Get the fucking actual people to a place and we can go and meet them. That's how it works.
That's what the fans and readers want, right?
Yeah.
That's what they want. It's
John Wagner's about to return to the prog. He's got a story coming up. There's all sorts of things that can be done. All sorts of merch.
A bunch of artists. Obviously, got Pat. John.
Yeah.
There's
loads of people. Yeah. That's my first one.
I don't want it to be just, and I hope it isn't this. I hope we do see all that, Tony. I don't want to see that sort of celebration to almost be reduced to just a single big special issue or a special an annual
online
or an annual or something like that or a big book. Don't get me wrong.
I want them as well.
Yeah, a big comic would be nice, but it shouldn't be the only thing. This is it's
remember all the different prints they had at that? Remember all the Nemesis one and all this sort of thing, and
props.
Yeah.
I mean, the 2000 AD lot, apart from Lawless, obviously, they seem quite underserved in that regard.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very hardcore, aren't they? The Toothers. They're a bunch of very sort of animated. Often, if you meet them, and they've really got a grip of their own fandom. It is its own fandom. 2000 AD.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fandom that I know Precious I mean, I'm just talking about the fandom now. The fandom is something I know precious little about. You know, there's all the fanzines and stuff like that. But is it a fandom that is more about past product than the current product, or is it just?
I think inevitably,
or is
yes.
it just like a lifetime, like football supporter? Do you know what I mean? You follow your team through thick and thin.
They are the team. They are the group of fans that are most like British football supporters. I'll be honest with you. But I think inevitably there's a lot of nostalgia involved in the fandom. But I do think they are people who, you know, ravenously enjoy it or read the prog at least every week. They've got high opinions, and they've got some opinions of it as well, which a lot of them I'll agree and some I'll disagree on. But they're very animated, and they're very they're bang into it, man. They really are.
I think
really
into it. It's also a publisher that is, I mean, for me, feels in terms of like marketing or publishing and stuff, is more about the nostalgic element. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think that's where a lot of their money comes from.
Harking back to the classic Strontium Dog, the Judge Dredd, everything across the board.
With all these sort of Apex editions, and all this sort of thing that are coming out, and going back into comics like this one, which I was just looking at, Vulcan. You know, this sort of thing. Going back and looking at old stories.
I've taken that and put that on their Substack.
Weirdly, like an annual, it's a soft cover as well.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
The 1977 Vulcan annual, that is, for anyone who interested. But and so they're going back and they're sort of cherry picking stories from the past, and they're doing new stories of stuff. We've seen with the Garth Ennis recent war books and stuff like that. So they've got a real spread. I mean, and they're doing t-shirts. New t-shirts come out all the time. New prints of the cover of the month, or the prog cover this week. And you got the magazine as well to balance that out as well. I just think there's inevitably some quality issues with what they produce. I'd rather, in particular, one writer they didn't use, but it's just it's gone a little bit off the boil, and I'm hoping that the combination of us being 13 months away from the 50th, and also John being back on it on a Dread story, I think hopefully we'll start to get the ball rolling, get some interest going.
Yeah.
And that interest spreading to other comics in the UK.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, stuff like Dog Breath obviously are going to hopefully pick up some of that.
You got Zarjazz as well. You got the 77. You got what's the Irish dudes one? Thingy's Own. You've got there's loads of different fanzines around it all. Loads of the absolutely fucking brilliant fandom around it.
I hope they don't get too funny with Lawless, because I know they've had a little bit of an issue with that before, where
they told them not in the year the 40th, which is a strange fucking thing.
Yeah,
can't have too much celebrating of our milestone event.
Yeah.
There's only so much celebrating that can go around.
Yeah, that's yeah. Only 24 hours, nothing more.
Yeah.
What about you, Dan? What do you hope for in 2026 in comics?
I kind of like it's a bit pie in the sky talk. When we was talking last week about titles that were sort of underserved, the Ghost Machine stuff like that. Just can we get some fucking column entries on that and some noise and hurrah?
I had hopes that after the Red Coat movie announcement, they would begin to become beloved of the comic press, what there is left of the comic press. But there doesn't seem to be it. I had a chat with Peter Tomasi about this when I met him. And because there was the awards, I think I told you all this before, didn't I, about Baltimore? They have that awards, and I was going to book a ticket to it. It's not cheap, and I thought I'll book a ticket and I'll get one for Strotty and Cliff as well. And we can all go as a little firm. And then it turned out that it was just fucking shite that got nominated.
Yeah,
how you can do all that and then not have any comic out of something like, Ghost Machine or any of those books. And I said to him, this is the reason I'm not going to it, mate. It's just fucking nonsense. Yeah. And he was very polite. He said, "Oh, thank you for saying that. It's very kind of you," sort of thing.
Okay.
But yeah.
I just one of those clickbaity articles like these comics that you've been sleeping on, and check out Ghost Machine. That kind of stuff, just to try to get a few fucking eyes on these titles.
Craft-wise, they're top of the tree for me.
Oh, man, it's fucking slamming it. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's strange, isn't it? It's like in this sort of modern era of... it's almost we've got enough actual publishers now. Now it's the realm of the imprint within a publisher, because Image has got loads, hasn't it? You got Skybound, you've got Ghost Machine, and I think and they're all like working really hard. But those imprints also, in this modern publishing world, even though they're imprints, they are still published. Do you know what I mean? They're publishers within a publisher, aren't they? Like Skybound is a whole business thing that happens to be published through Image.
I think Image is a funny one, isn't it? Because it's almost like we've talked about this before. That it's very nearly just a platform to publish on.
Yeah.
It's
as long as you get in the door.
Yeah.
And they obviously, sometimes you look in the back of an Image book, you can kind of work out who's mates with who because they'll advertise someone else's book in it.
Yeah.
It's a bit like that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's interesting because the eye that's in the top left or wherever you can go put it does add a certain sense of legitimacy to it. Or like when a big
I don't think it's
title
easy
comes
to get
out,
in
like,
there.
Like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Is it Skin Breakers, that David Finch one, Dan? Is Skin Breaker? Yeah. Like that came out. It's like, oh, that seems like a big deal. Oh, it's an Image book.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like when I'm doing like my browse, there's Image stuff that just goes completely under the radar. Or makes me think like, what? Is that?
I do look at some things
and
think,
I'm genuinely
or I look at things
surprised.
and think that's still running. I've not heard of that for fucking years.
Yeah. I think to sort of almost piggyback on what Dan's saying there about like people like Ghost Machine, and I'll piggyback on what you just said, Tony. One of my hopes is that, and this won't really change because the river runs a certain way, but those titles, like you say, Tony, that are still going, that. Because it's been going so long, no one talks about it. Why is no one talking about it? Do you know what I mean? It's still if it's still a really good title and it's made it to issue 40, fucking celebrate it. Because in this day and age,
that's a fucking rarity.
I actually think there's a lot of people reading comics who just are sick of the fucking bullshit we get in the comics press.
Yeah.
The comics press promoting fucking antagonism between creators and the fans.
And
I just think there's so much of that. But you've got these guys who are like regularly going to the shops. They're like me, going to the shop and buying these comics. But these guys are just, I see them every Saturday. They go in there, they buy their comics. They love them, absolutely love them. But they're sick to death with fucking Blue Sky and Twitter.
I think a lot of that's kind of on the back foot, right? A lot of that is from what it was. Like, I'm so glad we've kind of like tried to appear to be moving away from the kind of people getting cancelled for opinions about comics, or you've written this character a certain way, I want you off the book and stuff. And it's like, man, what you fucking... I mean, there's been a couple of attempts like end of last year when someone did something to a character they didn't agree with, and it's like, man, it's fucking yesterday's fish and chip paper.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really noisy for a brief moment and then you're on to the next thing, and it's just like, why? It's just so pointless.
I mean, comics has always been polarizing, but it's never been encouraging a group of people to go after someone. There's always been not, that's a lie, it has on occasion, but not as much as I've felt in the last 10 years. It's just like trying to crowdsource people to go after someone.
Yes, a lot of tribalism kind of got involved, and like, you're with that group, I'm with this group, and never the twain shall meet.
And it's always just keyboard wankers sitting behind their keyboards, afraid to say anything to anyone's face. It's just fucking bullshit.
I think it's like that word is very important, Tony. Like crowd. Crowdfunding and crowds of people, but a crowd is not a community. Do you know what I mean? It's just a fucking group of people
who know each other. I think they know each other online.
Not to get a bit dark here, but there's a certain creator.
2026. Let's go.
Yeah, there was a certain creator that it seemed to be an an open secret that he was up to nefarious shit, and they weren't going to say anything because he was in their crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Undoubtedly, these people who jumped to fucking destroy and kill Pisker have said nothing about Gaiman.
Yeah.
It's fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
Fucking, they need to get a pair of bollocks on them.
Yeah.
No, man's punching down, isn't it? Because they saw something
apparently
was doing well. So, oh, fuck it, I'm going to take him out. And then...
Yeah. Same with Ellis. Same with Warren Ellis. There's a lot of people there who thought they could do his job.
I think one of the things I kind of wishing for, and I wish this pretty much every year, is there to be sort of more positive, sort of like just feeling in comics. And I'm not just talking about like happy comics or anything. I'm just talking about it feels like the clouds have been above comics, the industry over the past 5 years. Do you know what I mean? And I could, lots of people said, oh, it's been there longer, but it just feels to me like they're darker clouds to the point, and when it's there so long, you as an individual, it just wears you down, and you just think, oh, what story am I going to hear about now? Who's a piece of shit now? And these people are still pieces of shit. You know, if
some of them are. If
they've genuinely done things, you know, blah blah. But there's also just the way people interact, and you know, it's like, come on, this. I mean, thankfully, God bless the community that's like on the Slack behind this show and stuff, because it's just, you know, and they've all got different opinions. They all like different comics and stuff, but they're all. It's.
I think the majority of people are like the majority of comic readers and fans are like that.
Exactly.
The best example of that was
Vote of Minorities.
I think you're right, man. And the best example of that I've seen today is I've just got the last ROM omnibus. So there's 3 ROM omnibuses. Get them while they're fucking still hot, because I suspect the license will get lost again soon.
Yeah. Do they call that a RAM if there's more than 3?
Yeah. Call you a RAM. And then I got that, and I posted. I finally got the 3rd volume, and Mark Aaron says, "Oh, what's it about? I've heard good things." So I throw my fucking 10 pence in, saying it's just solid comics, good fun. Yeah. You know, next thing you know, we get the 3 old blokes on there. So me, Simon, and Pete Dory are like, yeah, it's just fun. I just like it for this reason, just for this reason, and that's all ROM is. It's just a fun comic.
Yeah.
You know, just done pretty well. Yeah. Bill Mantlo, mostly Sal Buscema, and some other people, and it's like this is just fun comics. So that's all I want out of comics now. Yeah, you know, I don't want any of this fucking agenda
that
bullshit.
Whole thing with Ron when he sort of transposed his consciousness into this kind of fighting machine, and then does the fight, and then comes back, goes, "I'm ready to go back into my body now," and it's like, "It's gone, mate." What?
Spoilers on anyone reading issue 75.
Sorry.
I fucking loved it as a kid, because all these other space
in your voice, Dad.
What? Gone, mate. What? What?
You're having a bath?
I've got a ticket right here. My body in number 75. Where is it?
What do you mean you've lost my jacket?
There might be a happy turn in the last issue, Dan. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah. Might be a happy moment. Let's see. Everyone buy the omnibus. But yeah, and there's all this other space knights in it who appear, and all their names, and it's like fucking great. And it just come out of this shit toy, a bit like Micronauts.
Yeah, that toy was terrible.
Yeah.
It's like a wind-up thing, wasn't it? Huge, great.
Not cheap to get though. I think there was one in the cabinet at Strange Apparitions recently. I was having a little look at it. Yeah,
I saw a video about one of them going for it boxed.
Oh right,
it was for a few quid.
Yeah. It's the old story. He's just this sort of box of a head with 2 lights on it, and let's face it, but he had a lot of heart about him.
It looked fucking menacing when his eyes were kind of like glaring.
I'll tell you what, that would be a good sort of in the future, some sort of comics challenge, or you know, because for all of these named toys and stuff, you know, the shit ones that you see in the supermarket, or like, you know, just this pack of it's like an Action Man with a dinosaur or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Dino Mutoids, or something like that.
Just pick something like that has absolutely no story to it, and then say to like some creators, right, what is this? Because that's what they had to do, wasn't it? It was
that's what Bill Mantlo did.
And like for instance, all the He-Man and the Master of the Universe, they were all these toys, and then the world was built up through the little mini comics that you got.
I think did he see his kid playing with some Micronauts, and he thought, oh, that sounds quite good, I can make up a load of fucking stuff. And he did.
Did he come up with a little Toy Story, and then your profound like exploration of humanity,
the new version of Dune, you know, it's like
based on a fucking action figure.
Pat Broderick kills in that series, man. Again, more Broderick is all we need in our lives.
Yeah,
fucking amazing.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah. I think another wish. Sometimes it can come across. I mean, we've already like the soapbox is already out to a certain point. I mean, one of the wishes that we don't need to pull these soapboxes out. Well, you know, we're instead just got the megaphones and shouting about the glory of like the stuff that's happening in comics. That's what we want. That's what we all want, isn't it?
Yeah. Coming back to your point, Philip, I feel like we're going into a period where it's all to play for, and the clouds are clearing it.
Yeah, I'm feeling hopeful like that. I'm not sure it's just because it's the start of the year.
The winds are changing in a strange way, aren't they? Don't you feel that? It's sort of like, okay,
I feel like it's kind of shifted a bit more back to the sort of the sensible middle of like, right, we can kind of work off of this as opposed to being polarizing.
I think it also helps with the general sort of everyone being fed up, or people have lost their patience with the internet cult of personality, whether you be on a social media or you've got a YouTube platform. You know, a lot of people are just sort of like, I'm sick of this now.
We've finally got inoculated against it, and we're kind of like, we know how to fucking deal with this now.
All we share is pictures of grannies falling down the stairs and stuff like that. Videos. That's all we want to see.
Yeah, it's funny.
People doing poos in the supermarket. That sort of thing.
Yeah. As long as they're safe,
send me that
safe
on later,
poos and grannies.
Said that.
But in terms of like comics creation as such, and I'm focusing this more on like the bigger publishers. You know where I'm going with this. In terms of like the reading of a comic, this is going to sound really dull. I'm going to sound like I'm really dumbing down. I don't necessarily need so many words in 2026.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? It feels like
cut down the long
because it feels like I've opened a lot of comics that are very wordy, sort of like I'm reading like I don't need all this. Do you know what I mean?
It's almost like a novel.
Overwritten comics, and don't get me wrong, some subjects do need them. And some comic, but I've read a lot that doesn't.
Okay.
It
has over the last couple of years. It's been a regular criticism of overwriting. There's been some really serious.
And I think it's sometimes a little bit. We're fluffing the writers a bit too much.
Okay. I can see that
in some ways. Yeah. And I think to my main point, I don't necessarily want big conversations all the time in my superhero books. I don't like if I've got like for instance a book that Tony very kindly gifted me this Christmas it's full of dialogue. That's what it is. It's
what is that one? What did I get you again? Oh yeah, Love and Rockets. Yeah.
Love and Rockets.
Just for the boobs.
Yeah. But there's so much dialogue. That's what it is. It's a conversational piece, which is character exploration and all of this. It's exactly what it is. If someone's going to an island where Mr. Sinister is taking over something, I don't need 10 pages of someone in a coffee shop. And I say that
talking about US race relations,
and I don't even read these books. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of it's stupid of me to say because I'm
going to repeat something similar to that in my next one. By the way,
it harks back to the what happened to stopping bank robbers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's like I think that's Tom. Like, I'm going to credit that to Tom DeFalco. I think he's the one who might have said it. I can't remember exactly.
I think it's just like I don't constantly need like long diatribes about fucking politics or stuff all the fucking time on stuff.
This does. Are you done, Vince?
No, take it away, man.
All right, babes. So it does lead into my next one, which is and it's something I talked about last year as well. Is an investment in craft again. And I think what you're talking about there is the ability to write for a comic. Now, there's I don't see many examples of real. There is some great stuff like that. For Chris Samney jumps into mind, for just absolute craft. Yeah. However, there's a lot that's not. There's a lot out there that doesn't understand the dynamics of a superhero comic. And one of the ones I was reading yesterday was I think it's the final issue of the current volume of Green Arrow. Now you would think the final issue of a comic is going to be the big finale.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, the end of the battle, and they defeat the villain, and no, this is about Green Arrow who meets a lady who he gave a torch to years ago when she was little, and they have a talk about it on a balcony, and she does flashbacks to being given a torch. And to me, having a clever idea doesn't make a good story.
Yeah.
I think what we're getting is writers who think they've got a clever idea and that means it can be a story. And comics and stories and plots are much more than that and shouldn't just be a clever idea. Yeah. But they're pitching that to editors who also don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're saying, I've got this really good story about Green Arrow meets a girl on a balcony and she gives him a torch back he gave her years ago. And you're like, that's 2 pages of your story, mate.
Yeah.
I'm going to take out one of my recommendations now and just mention it now because I had 2 this week. And one of them was more of a mainstream book anyway, which I'm going to focus on now. I got around to Absolute Batman. I read the first trade of that. Obviously, it was big deals. I just wanted to see, is the proof in the pudding. And
I've got it sitting downstairs. I've yet to read it.
And I'll tell you what, we all know what that is, but they fucking made a comic book. They made a fucking story. Do you know what I mean? And it's to that point that you're saying, Tony, it is a comic. Yes, people.
Do you know what? I think they also went back and looked at Dark Knight for that.
Yeah.
Because you've got all these little smaller panels. You've got the big fucking vehicle in issue 1, haven't you? And all this sort of thing.
Yeah. There was none. There was none of the, also the fact that, like, you know, if you put it on very basic paper, oh, he's not the rich man anymore. He's this, you know. But the book doesn't read like that.
I didn't get that agenda.
It doesn't read that sort of like, I don't need money to be. You know, there's lots of stuff going on, and it's so well. I was like reading it, going, I fucking get it. Do you know what I mean? And it's just a good comic book because
it's clear and it's clean, and you don't need to read anything else, and you don't need to be a backstory.
It was
and
not
you're part
the
of
book
the gang.
I thought. Yeah, it was not the book I thought it was going to be. When I saw like artwork and I saw the big, you know, and you see that bat axe things he's got, and I read it, and I thought, fuck, this is a Batman book. Do you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, it's a fucking Batman book, and it's really good.
So this sort of goes back to the core principles of the character, and just like,
this
is why everyone loves the character, and you're going back to it.
Yeah, it's playing the same music. It's just using different instruments. That's where it felt. And I was like, oh, okay, it's a threat like an Ultimate Spider-Man or something like that. It's like, oh, this is a good take on something I already knew. And I think sometimes those things are like bolts out of the blue. And this is across the board. It was the same when the Ultimates hit. These things like bolts out of the blue because we recognise the core concept in something when in the main titles we don't recognise that concept anymore.
But also you don't need to have a depth of knowledge about stuff anymore.
Yeah.
That's why one of the reasons it's a great jumping on point.
Yeah. There's one particular aspect of it, and I won't spoil it for you, Dan, I mean, many people probably already know this, about like his core group of villains that I did not fucking expect. Yeah. I was like,
they all kind of, I kind of know that.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure how that's going to play out.
No,
I think there's a difference to that.
I thought that's really interesting. That, but yeah.
Also, by far the biggest back issue. If you've got the first printing, make sure it's mint because it'll earn you a few quid.
Yeah.
It's I've subscribed to this fucking channel because it's part of the CLZ fucking thing I'm on, and it's sort of every week it messages you 10 hot books of the week, and it's always a number one.
Yeah. But
shall I keep my bit in when I say I've got a first print of that?
Yeah, good.
We do that now.
Yeah.
But when everything dies down, etc., one thing remains: that is a crafted comic book. That is made by people who know how to make comic books. They know the language of comic books. And forget the names. Forget who the names are and stuff. It's people that are clearly making a comic book, and the pacing and the way they put out the pages, the page turns, the way the books end, the individual issues end. They end with you thinking, I need the next one. I need to know where this is going. And
I wonder if he's going to lend anyone a torch soon.
If you get into a final episode of a series or a mini-series and that's the ending to it, it's like, man, what are you fucking doing? Ended up
they're obviously cancelling it because it's not selling, but they decided to do this big selling issue of just two people talking on a fucking balcony. I don't know what's happening, man.
Yeah, man, that's fucking crazy. Like we keep saying about the Jim Shooter type coming in and going in and fucking grabbing people by the scruff of the neck, saying, "Look, you fucking got a rookie numbers. Come on, you got to put those numbers up."
The big pie in the sky wish, and then I'm gonna put my mic down, let you guys take over. But my big pie, the thing that would never happen. Is an announcement later on in the year that someone is essentially rebooting the Marvel Universe.
Oh, you've ruined my one.
Is that? Oh, sorry, Tony. But please join in there.
Yeah, go into it.
Well, that's a rumor that appeared on the message board I'm on the other day, and it's something I've thought a bit about. That there's a rumor that Marvel's going to reboot, right? And there's a lot of opinions flying around about it. One of the main opinions is you got to clear the board completely. You got to get everything.
You got a new 52, surely.
I think so, and I think more than new 52 because don't forget Batman wasn't a board clear. But the problem with it is, I was chatting to someone there about it and saying that I'd like that.
Yeah.
But the two obvious people that are going to get in, I'm not interested. I don't want whatever his name is, the third or the fourth, Tinian the fourth. I don't want him doing it because everything is tonally the same for me around what he's writing. And I don't want Snyder doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. And it needs someone to come in and chair it. And I don't think there's either the person with the balls to chair it. Honestly, I'd love to see Miller do it. Miller or Kirkman.
Okay.
I don't know whether they would, but I think they would be. They got the brains for me. and the business acumen, which I think is needed.
But I think the business thing is one of the reasons that Kirkman won't do it, because he's
yeah, they'd have to pay him a lot of money, and same with Miller, I think.
There's no stock in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then again, who do you line up on these books, right? It's not like when 52 happened. Who do you go, right, who's gonna run the X-Men? Well, Hickman ain't gonna do it. Who else is there? Who do you line on fucking Spider-Man? Who do you line on this? The depth, the bench isn't deep enough anymore.
No.
For it to get it. Otherwise, I think they just need to fucking wipe them out and do 10 comics a month or something.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You know,
the business can't support a Thor comic. It can't support an Iron Man comic. It can't support a Captain America comic. They're fucking failing financially. And they are the characters who are in all the big movies that people watch every day of their lives.
The only way it will support it is if you completely strip it back and it makes it one of the only things that you have. Do you know what I mean? And you make it good.
Yeah. And you do kind of what the Absolute Universe has done and have now stopped doing, is you don't have crossovers.
Yeah.
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 You just let them live in their own fucking worlds for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, the Absolute did it for a year, pretty much.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you got to give them like stability, haven't you? You got to give them.
Life.
Yeah, it's that same thing of like they always end up going back down the same. They make the same mistakes by doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah. I don't think they're just not looking at it like. I read an X-Men comic recently. I thought I was going on about it at the Drink and Draw a few times ago. Was where some X-Men kids go to the pictures, and this is in the main X title. It's not in New Mutants.
Yeah.
In the main X title, where we're used to fucking Wolverine fighting fucking Magneto.
Yeah.
And people are just walking away from it because it's fucking rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible.
It's like
should be in the mainstream X-Men title.
God, the soapbox out again. Because like the New Mutants is where you want the high school kids. The X-Men is where you want the superheroes.
Yeah, I don't know. The X-Men played
the big
basketball and fucking
but
had cookouts and stuff like that.
The day off,
the Juggernaut would appear and they'd have to fight him or something. You know,
but that was like 1 or 2 pages and then it would kick off.
Yeah.
I don't read it. I can only see bits that I get see online or you sent me to that. It's just like, oh man, what's this?
Yeah.
This is fucking.
Yeah. I mean,
they've got this big event that's broken up everything at the moment, which is a sort of return to
it's
apocalypse kind of thing. But
I mean, it's like you're making a stew, isn't it? And they just keep adding ingredients until it's just a fucking big brown mess.
It's like they've got me bent over, and the poker keeps getting bigger and bigger and hotter. You know, and they keep shoving it up my arse.
I think you
need to go to a different comic book shop, Tony.
The analogy is the frog in the boiling water tea.
I'm
slowly
most
raising that temperature.
And I know someone will message me and say, Tony, you've got to stop reading X-Men titles. It's easier said than done. I've been buying them since I was fucking 5 years old.
Times also, like those sort of experiments when like publishers do that is an interesting thing, isn't it? Like obviously with the New 52, and some people absolutely jumped into that, and you know, I mean, I wasn't too fussed about it at the time. Those certain titles. But looking back on it now, the experiment that they did, and people go, oh yeah, but there was a lot of stuff that didn't work. Yeah, but they fucking tried it. Do you know what I mean?
Even the stuff that didn't work, I got to tell you, it was. You look at the OMAC, only ran 8 issues. Yeah. Fucking one of my favourite comics.
Yeah.
The Hawkman book was good. There was a lot of good stuff in there that just didn't last.
There was like stuff like what was it? Demon Knights was something that I didn't think that.
Night Force. I
was thinking, wow. I look back on it. Time's an interesting thing because now I look back on it with completely different sort of like, wow, they tried that. They tried, you know.
Yeah. You reckon Marvel got the gumption to kind of do that then?
No.
The problem, even if they do it, they'll hire the wrong people back again. It'll all be shit.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. It's like it's an all-new X book from issue 1, and we've got Gail Simone as the group editor and all the rest of it. And it's like, okay, but like we got here because of those creators. Maybe just give someone else a shot.
Yeah, but they won't reach out for people who've got a track history because they don't like their politics. They won't reach out to Chuck Dixon or Mike Barron or someone.
Because like it should be about the fucking the quality of the book you're putting out and the products, not the. Okay.
And also, there's a lot of people on the indies and stuff. There's some fucking quality there that they're just ignoring because these people don't have like these huge online.
It's not their mates.
Yeah. You know, and if you're one of those lovely people listening, thank you very much for listening because we know how good your fucking comics are. So just leave it at that.
I was having a bit of a conversation on Twitter with some people like saying about like there's loads of indie titles, but there's a lot that aren't very good, and that's a statement of fact.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you can make your own comic book and put it out there
Yeah,
for sale.
it's
It's just the
fucking.
way.
But there's some
Look at
fucking
Global
gems.
Comics.
But there's a
Yeah.
there's a lot, mate. I've resubscribed to Global Comics. Like I
Oh,
was
did
gonna
you?
get some month and like get back up into the titles, and it's just a fucking deluge of shite on
It's
there.
hard to find good stuff sometimes
It's
on there.
so
Yeah.
much fucking shit on there.
yeah, I go for a search. I'm still, I still use it all the time as my main sort of go-to.
I looked at the hot titles. The first three I clicked on were fucking Gen AI.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's
just
That's
absolute trash.
another wish. Like people just need to tighten up on
Mate,
sort of
I
stuff, but that's
could go
gonna
on
be-
fucking forever about the Gen IA stuff, and I've been like looking into some stuff today where there's like artists who are not bad artists, but they're generating AI stuff and then drawing over the top of it
right. Yeah,
to give
right.
the
This is
illusion
something.
that they're doing it.
This is something. And I don't want to. I'm not going to mention a title. I'm not going to throw shade. I was reading the title. It was an IDW title actually. That's as far as I'll go. I'll tell you guys after the show. And I've seen this with a few more sort of published. I say that in parentheses. Titles. Stuff that almost feels to me like it's Poser or something like that. That then someone has literally traced.
Yep.
And I'm seeing more of it in genuine like titles.
That new Nemesis title, like I'm sure that guy it's all
reminded
3D
me of that.
models because everything's really static, and it's like I don't like this at all.
There's a lifelessness to eyes as well when you get
Man,
stuff
if
like
you reference it and you do want to do whatever,
that.
you can
Reference is
transform
brilliant.
it, whatever.
Reference is fucking brilliant.
But
use it all
I
day long,
just
but-
generally 3D kind of like figures and stuff. It doesn't really work for me, and obviously it's subjective. Opinions going to vary on that.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to see more and more of it creeping into.
I guess
more
part of it
mainstream
is
stuff.
this sort of moan as well about they don't get paid enough to draw properly, and I'm like, well, don't do it then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's a tough one, but
I mean,
there was
we've
people getting like
chosen
paid.
to love an industry where there's no money in it, like music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like creators and there's in anime which like is a lot more kind of prone to it, but they were like using Soras to basically like copy a certain artist style, and then they would generate a picture and then draw over the top and like make it something slightly different, but not really having the skill and understanding. And there was like a breakdown in the video of where they do like a live, so you can record your canvas, but you can tell by the way they construct a figure that they're drawing over lines. They're not constructing the figure. They don't start like with the oval head, flesh out the body. They draw the exact shape of the head and the ears, cut off the chin where there's something else is going to go in front of it and start drawing that. And it's like, that's a fucking giveaway that you're yeah, it's just I get frustrated because I'm in a couple of groups where people come in and saying, look, I've got this new superhero universe. Here's my cast of characters, and they drop like 20 pictures, and it's all Gen AI stuff of like looks like Batman, looks like Superman. So I don't want to get personal with it. Like, mate, you're taking the piss because you're coming to the people who fucking know exactly what this is and trying to pass it off. I don't understand the mentality of it.
I think the problem at the moment, you've got a lot of pitches for movies that are done in AI now.
Yeah,
it's the go-to now. The pitches will be like short movies done in AI. Yeah, this is the go-to for the whole industry now.
Frustrating when I was seeing stuff that now that they do a lot of films and TV series and everything is center frame because it's done. So when you cut it down, it fits on a phone screen that people can clip and send on and put up online. And it's like, man, this is a fucking art form. Like film. It's really frustrating.
I tell you what, and there's certain things that I think, just talking about the art form as well, and like in comics, it's almost like I want to see maybe more of or a continued love of the art form and appreciate. Considering there's all of this AI, there's everything else that's insurmountable, and you're hearing the noise of how negative that is. Instead of listening to that, let's build a positive and talk about the art form. Let's focus on like whether it be your video stream where you're drawing or recommending stuff, or more documentaries about artists, or just something. Just build up the art form. Let's hear about that. So I don't want to hear about I don't want to hear about the fucking shit AI. So what else can I hear about? Do you know what I mean? Because it's like it's so much noise, isn't it? And you just have to. I
guess it's always the the negative stuff that's always going to kind of suck the air out of the room in that regard. And I'm guilty for fucking being a bit.
I think it could be so. It's so easy to be cynical about comics, even more so. And I think we can't afford to be cynical anymore because comics is a joyful medium. It really, I mean, it brings fucking happiness to every single one of us on this fucking show. Do you know what I mean? It's a it's a bastion for us, where in this fucking world we live in. So there has to be. I just want more joy. Do you know what I mean? Because whenever we meet our listeners and stuff at like meetups or drink and draws and stuff like that, it's just fucking love for comics, and it's so positive and enthusiastic, and positivity almost breeds more positivity. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly, I'm not happy when I'm making comics.
Yeah,
that's the fucking best of me. If I'm drawing, writing them, I'm fucking in my element. Yeah. I wish I could do it all day. I don't want to do it as a job because then it would become like a chore. I
mean, Pete Dory was talking about this today. Is he's just got that CLZ app, and he was saying he's got to stop doing it because it's just so much fun sitting here cataloging your collection. I do it for like 12 hours at a weekend and stuff. Yeah, I fucking love it. It just takes me away from the world. It's just amazing.
I put the Christmas decorations away today, and like I got like the long boxes, and I started going through them, and I stop. This is fucking craziness. Do this,
but also at the same time, it's a happy place. It's joyful, isn't it? It's like there's no shame in looking at your collection and being like fucking, unless you've murdered someone to buy some of those comics. No. But you know what I mean?
I did sadly find a copy. I did sadly find a copy of Sandman issue 1 and looked it up, and it is dropped significantly in price.
I don't know. What do you sell now? Or do you hang on to it and see what happens? Or
I can't imagine it's ever going to get. They can sell it when I'm dead.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah. But yeah, like I know there's these are sort of wishes are almost like, God, I hope it's not more of this, or I what is it? But to sort of steer the ship in another direction, let's just have another good year of comic. We did see some great fucking comics.
Oh mate, I loved it. I loved doing. I had to cut down from about 30 comics to whatever it was, 11 for my best of this year. There's some really great comics out there, and there's comics all over the place, and there was Marvel comics. The Daredevil Cold Day in Hell was just amazing. But and there's
also
DC
another
comics
thing
that
the Marvel comics that you were talking about, Tony, that were really good because of media and stuff. I'm completely unaware of them. I'm only hearing about that.
About mate.
Yeah. So
how people are not fucking raving about Cold Day in Hell like they were about Daredevil in the 80s, I don't know. It's fucking masterful. Brilliant.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Should we move on to some resolutions? Because I've got fucking loads to.
Have you? Oh, you got loads.
So basically, New Year's resolutions. Should we start with some of the lovely listeners?
Let's, because we've got a load, haven't we? Go on down.
Yeah. What listeners? What are your resolutions?
Timothy Barnes, I want to be more focused with my project. So far, I've been living in the moment from day to day, not getting much work done. I've started to get up an hour earlier to be more productive, since I find my brain is better in the mornings than after work, and start and finish a short story which came to mind this morning. Got Zach Cahill, attempt to maintain some creative output while becoming a parent. Congratulations, Zach.
Congratulations, mate.
2 books.
Hell, the way he puts out his fucking work as well. Bloody hell. That means he'll only put out 20 projects instead of 50 each week.
He's reading wise. He's in the Tackle Cerebus.
Oh, good man.
Oh, wow.
Nice working that. Perhaps we should get Zach involved in the next
reading challenge.
Yeah. One more, and we'll take we've got Matt, comic creator wise. I'd like to complete a chapter stroke story of a comic and stop putting it off till I'm better at drawing to do it. Mate, just do it now. Get better as you do it. Make a dent in the ever-growing pile of comics I have, and I wish all you guys and gals success, happiness in your pursuits, and good health, of course.
Matt was on the drink and draw. We had a cracking drink and draw on Friday. He was there. Good to see him.
Really good. Good stuff. I've got one. I'm going to fucking go back to a con. I tried to last year.
Okay.
Take a con.
Come to Baltimore with me. Come to Baltimore.
Mate, if I had the fucking cash to do that,
we'd be all over the world if we could fucking do that.
I mean, I'm not on the bones of my arse, but like generally going to a con is like it's an expensive kind of proposition.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of it's hundreds of pounds, right? Just to kind of like sit at a table and sell some of my comics, which I fucking love doing it.
I
Don't
mean,
get me wrong, I love it. But...
I failed in it this last year because I said, I want to get to a convention like as a punter more, not necessarily. Perhaps we should have a day trip to a con or something like that. Maybe a little ACP getaway or something like that. Just for a night, pop to a con or have sex with each other. What?
Nice little hotel, like three. Get a family room again. And
if you want to try and go do a table at fucking MCM, I did say that before, but I'm gonna try for get
last time I did an MCM, I broke my tooth and I came back with more fucking books than I actually went there with. So
yeah, but I feel like that's a demon.
Great show.
That's a demon we need to slay.
Yeah.
Need to get you over that hump.
Well, I mean, Butcher, I think you definitely with the growing table of like Viper, Vanguard, and your signed 8x10s. I think you'd
got some grim scary tales too.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring them along.
You've got quite a table now. I mean, it should be a go-to for you, Dan. If MCM, if you're listening, fucking give him a table, you bastards.
Well, I tried last time, but
you think with everyone.
That's a wish I want for 2026. Fucking Dan Butcher to be at MCM.
Yeah, if you do MCM at a table, I'll get a lady to bring you a cup of tea, like you did with me.
Nice. That's how you know you've made it.
Yeah.
Send out one of the agents.
Yeah.
I said to that lady at the 500, I said, "Oh, you brought me that tea," and she goes, "Oh, you remembered."
Yeah. So, I think for the convention thing, in order to do something like that, we need to be sort of more. There could be some shows this year that maybe their first year or anything like that, and we definitely want to.
Shane Chebsey's doing one again, isn't he? He said, "I'm fucked off with comic shows not being about comics," so we must talk about that more. I'll get that for next week.
So we just want.
You got Lawless just down the road from you, right, V?
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to go there this year, but I might pop down.
What's that? Sorry.
Lawless Comic Con.
Oh yeah, Lawless. Yeah, that's very close to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's 9th and 10th of May 2026, Doubletree by Hilton Hotel, Bristol, DS1.
And I'm talking like an actual comic show, though. I'm not talking about some sort of thing at a leisure centre.
Collector con,
where someone dressed up like a dinosaur.
So Saturday the 15th of August, Comics Assemble 2026, Freedom Leisure Centre in Buton Way in Gloucester is Shane's new event.
I just said I don't want to go to a sad leisure centre thing, and you actually mentioned leisure centre in that address. But that sounds like a good one. I think everyone knows the sort of shows I'm talking about.
What's the other one?
For a proper comic convention that's all about comics, and they've become really thin on the ground, he said. So I've decided to come out of retirement in 2026 and brand a new event called Comics Assemble. There you go. Well done, Shane.
Nice one. What's the one we did the Alien? Was it the Ink Splat? Thing they do one near the end of the year, didn't they?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we must do that. We had to do it on, didn't we?
Inkblot Fest.
Yeah.
And is it Coco Con or what? Is that still going? Oh, I can't remember. I don't
know.
I should go to that one at Stanley Halls because that's literally down the fucking...
we need like an ACP calendar and people to let us know when these events are happening. And
I think Down the Tubes has got one, hasn't they? If you go to Down the Tubes, there's a convention.
Yeah, if you looked in the conventions
Vince
thread,
is waving at me now.
if you looked in the conventions thread, I nicked a whole load of list of convention dates.
Yeah.
Oh right, what am I?
Let's put up a perhaps find somewhere online that people can just quickly find it.
And we've spoken about the Slack a few times today. Don't think you can't join it. Yes. Whoever you are listening to this, think, I wish I was on the Slack. You can fucking join it. It's just a phone app, and it's free to join, and we'll let you in. So just message one of us, and we'll let you in.
Check this out. January, Leeds Comic Con, Liverpool Comic Con, WinterCon, Mondo Con, Manchester Comic Con, MegaCon Live Dublin, Hayward Sci-Fi Comic Con, MegaCon London, St Helens Sci-Fi Comic and Toy Fair, Crawley Comic Con, Exeter Comic Con, Newcastle Comic Card and Sci-Fi Festival. Angoulême, I'm not sure if that's been cancelled.
Angoulême's not going in,
yeah. But that's all through. Sorry, that's all through January. So there's like fucking loads.
Who's on it there? Yeah. You're on it, Dan.
Oh, fucking hell. We'll get something sorted.
So go to the conventions thread to see that. There's absolutely
Or just join the Slack and you can go to it.
Yeah. So was that? Did you have any more resolutions, Dan? Or
Yes, I did.
okay. Well, let's see. Tony, you jump in.
Okay.
Mine's easy. Mine's finished cataloguing and organising my collection. So I reckon I'm doing 1,000 a week. So I'm thinking June.
What year?
Yeah. What fucking year? Jesus Christ.
2030.
So if you factor in it, I'm going to be away for a couple of weeks on holiday and stuff at some point, and I reckon I'll get it done. So what I'm doing is cataloguing it all, and then organising it. So I'm thinking June I should be finished.
What speed are you going at? Are you like fucking going like the clappers, or you like leisurely?
Depends what if you hit a rich seam where you've got a long box that's, which is a long box full of all Captain Americas.
Yeah.
You can list them quicker because rather than taking a picture of the cover and it loading, you can take a picture of the cover, then you can go to Captain America Volume 1 and you can go, right, I've got 129, 130, 135, and then you can just tap on them. So it's quicker like that. Yeah. But if it's like I had a couple of boxes just of rando shit during the sort of 2015 or something, I just put in a box.
Ages.
So it's like ages because it's comic, click. It takes longer. Yeah. So it depends.
Back to the listeners, we've got Sam Hardacre. On the creative side, I've not publicised it yet, but rather do issue 2 Explorers. I'm pivoting slightly to get the whole story finished, but in 2026. I've got the next 15 pages planned and a couple more to do to reach a good break in the story. Then I'll be focused on getting those pages done by self-imposed deadline of February. I'll be posting them online a page a week like I did issue 1. That's going to be a good head start to put out a page a week until it's done. Reading's got a few lined up, a couple of physicals and a whole stack of digitals. We've got Matt Bunce. He's going to get a comic out there. He'd like to visit some of the things he's done in the past so I can continue. I'm not going to try and force anything or guilt myself if I don't achieve those goals. I'm going to do this all mainly for my own pleasure, and that's what counts. And he would like to take part in another project like the Teenage Ninja Turtles Predator bootleg that Zach
I can't wait for that.
Put together.
Yeah.
Which, mate, that's fucking great. If you kind of come together as a community, we can put a comic out really quickly because everyone does a page or two, and then boom, done.
Boom.
Okay. Should I do another one, or do you know?
Do a couple more, go on.
Okay, got Alan from Green Archer. For reading, I want to go back and read some of the big Marvel stories. I've largely been a DC guy my whole life, so I want to pick up some old Marvel stuff and do a better job of keeping up with the indie titles. From making comics perspective, I want to do 2 things: figure out how to increase online sales outside of Kickstarter, and 2, get more involved in a local community. You're all amazing, except Cliff Cumber. Lol. I want to connect with you and expand local comic fandom community, much like the Gretchen and Wieners. I'm going to try to make comics, especially indie comics, happen. Stokesy, creation-wise, we want to get to at least 1 comic to start to end done, preferably 2. I'm 40 this year and put it off for far too long. Also, we don't make a focused effort to improve my drawing skills in general. Reading-wise, I'm very similar to Alan, more of a DC and 2000 AD guy than anything else, so I have huge gaps in my Marvel reading to fill. I picked up a few bits on eBay over the tail end of the last year to help me in this, but open suggestions for big Marvel stories people feel like I need to read.
Dark Phoenix Saga.
Yeah, good shout.
This is one of my favourite. He was good to see Stokesy as well. He turned up at this. He did his first drink and draw on Friday, so it was nice to see him in person. Good.
One for me and Matthews. We'll come back to us. We got get cracking on issue 4 Truck Mutts. Fantastic. It was a slightly shorter story and a slightly different format. Should give me an advantage in completing it this year, but what might slow me down is I'm going to experiment with traditional colouring techniques, mediums, in an attempt to move away from digital colouring. The second goal is to try and get a comic to a wider audience than just handing out copies to mates and colleagues. I'm not sure how yet, but we'll probably aim to do the odd convention and start looking at building a website for it. It's interesting how many people seem to advocate, want to kind of moving away from digital and more back to more traditional methods.
I think that's where my artistic endeavours lie. I think this year, get back with the pad and the pen. I've got my square pad here that I'm going to experiment with. Although it's only 95 GSM, so I don't know what inks.
The risk of sounding rude, that's a lot bigger than I thought it'd be.
That's what she said.
That's a big old pad.
Well, the thing is, I think much like whenever you buy, if you buy 11 by 17 paper, it's the classic thing, and this is the way I think is you do it bigger, and then when it shrinks down, the detail is just enhanced, isn't it?
That's amazing.
I'm not saying I'm going to be super detailed, and I think with the digital stuff, that kind of because I love that as well. I used to love like doing the original sort of artwork bigger, and then when it shrinks down, it looks like I've done more, harder work than I actually did, and it looks so much better. And I wasn't getting that kick from the digital stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I think I'm going to start with just some character sketches, some character drawings, and then see what I can do. But that's I absolutely snuffed it last year. So, and I just I'm looking at all these pens that I've got, and I think, why did I leave you for that pretty that flashier piece?
Once you get cracking, it'd be like a fucking like dam opening up. You just be like creating.
Yeah.
You just need to put aside time to get
exactly.
Well, I'm gonna say this then, right? I want you to draw something to show. You don't have to show it on the podcast, to show me and Dan next Sunday.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah. Now you've got time to do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
Do it, anything. It can be anything. It can just be a circle, but it can be anything.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Right. Good. Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Good.
I think it's good when because I don't see things, and beyond comics and stuff, and I'm not going to go into like the personal stuff. Like, I don't do resolutions. It's almost like goals. Do you know what I mean? It's, and I think challenges is a nice way to put it as well. It's like, okay, I want to reach that by that point. So we're
challenging you, and I know you won't let us down, because you won't let us down. So it's easy then.
Yeah. So things like that, and I think because like my head, that's like almost a goal orientated, deadline sort of orientated sort of thing, and to find the joy in that. So because I know I'm doing more writing, but that's a Google Doc and just spending a couple of hours, blah blah. That's one thing, but the pen and the pad and just reconnecting with the person that when he was
the artist.
The primary school kid that just wanted to make comics. Do you know what I mean? So who knows what it'll fucking be.
Man, I fucked up drawing like physically. I've done the motion gestures on paper.
I do that reading a fucking magazine.
You tap really on it, bad. Make it come nearer.
Yeah.
I do that during sex. Yeah. I try to make it widescreen.
Trying to swipe.
I feel like such an old man the other day. I was reading the comic, and I was like, it's so fucking dark in this living room. I had to like get a reading lamp to sort of look at the book to kind of get it all in. And I was like, God, this is what an old person must do.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm almost 60, to be fair. Yeah.
It's, so back to the Slack. Keiron Squires says, get cracking on the second half of DMR. I've been slacking. Russ says, I will drink less and be less arsey on Slack. Brackets. I won't.
He won't.
Tony Osmond, Jane McDonald. Is that?
Yeah, that's my
trying to put that together this year.
Yeah.
Challenge.
Joe
Wish
King.
it and it'll come true.
This sounds a bit sad. I want to read some of the back issues I've collected over years and let them go. I've got 40 short boxes and determined not to buy any more boxes. And yes, I know I can start making stacks of comic around the house, but the wife won't appreciate that. On the creative side, I need to buckle down and actually create a short comic and not let the how do I draw fill in the blank excuse devolve into never-ending practice. And Joe, you're putting out some absolutely fucking lovely work. I see it on Instagram all the time.
Yeah.
It won't take a small push for me to start putting together a narrative.
And let's face it, you can buy more comics because you can always get divorced.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I see it.
Just sound like sorting some out to sell, but you don't ever sell them.
My wife says to me, "Oh, can you move these comics?" And I look at her, and she knows all I'm thinking is, "It's either you or the comics."
Yeah.
And she knows.
Like that Cap saying, "It's like someone tells you to move the comics, you move." Same to that effect,
Yeah.
Have you two got any more?
One of the things is the grim scary tales that I'm hopefully going to put out. I was muttering to the other guys of TBH Comics that I wanted it way more extreme this year.
Oh, nice.
I wanted it way more fucking dark. Like,
that's the thing. I know it's slightly been hinted at over the years of this show. But if you didn't know, listeners, Dan Butcher, as well as being a supremely nice guy, talented guy, very sexy guy, I would. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
But he likes to push buttons. And also, he's the one responsible for a lot of the dark shit that we get sent on the WhatsApp. Isn't that right, Tony? It's always from him.
He is that friend.
He's that friend.
Well, I'd like to do that comic, the next GMC Tales. Like you'd have to know the person you was giving it to.
Is it? Are you talking?
Sort of
Are you talking like to the point
darker,
of you could give it to Hellbound Media and they'd fucking be all over it?
Potentially, yeah. So
like the worst underground manga. You're
yeah,
my gorilla husband or whatever that fucking comic was.
So,
like,
yeah,
Jesus
along those lines.
Christ.
Basically, like fucking hell. This is like
just make it like a sequel, like My Chimpanzee Mailman or something like that.
I might get overruled because obviously I'm one of a trio, but I had in mind like a story, and now I thought that's pretty fucking rough.
Is it about a talking anus?
Well, the thing is, it's
Doc.
interesting, because sometimes you can have shocking subject matter, but don't necessarily have to show it in order to be shocking.
Exactly.
You know, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so gory. No, it isn't. Watch it again. There's no blood in it. Do you know what I mean? But you know, you can do so much with so little, can't you? I mean, that's what.
Yeah. So that's kind of the thing I've been sort of mulling over. Obviously, I'm kind of a bit not. What's the word? This expression. I've got the ending of Vanguard coming up, and I'm not too worried about squiffing the ending of that, but mainly just delivering it, getting it as like into the last book and getting it into people's hands, which is like generally just the whole kind of making books, getting printed.
I mean, we're definitely going to have a show when that ends, like to talk about it. Do you know what I mean? Because it's
might even have a drink in a pub.
Yeah, because obviously,
and I can spend most of my time trying to deflect questions away from me.
Yeah, well, yeah. But it is like, you know, it's a culmination of many, many years, isn't it?
Yeah,
the book was going before the fucking podcast started. Yeah. So
it's going before my son was born.
Yeah.
Wow.
So basically, don't fuck up, son. That's what we.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
It's good. So say to him, do you want to read this? Your dad made this. Nah. Okay.
Nah.
Yeah. That's the way of all your family. I don't know if anyone listening is like, you can put a comic out, but no one in your life really gives a shit. And just I don't hold it against anyone.
No.
Like it's
yeah. I mean, it's that sort of like when someone looks at it and goes, "Oh, you made this," and you can just go, "Yeah, I did," and be proud of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because that's all that matters. You made a fucking comic, so.
I've tried to sort of make a sort of resolution in my own heart is like not to shit on other people's hobbies, because if they kind of bring you joy, and then I found myself taking the piss out of a cosplayer with Tony today, which are kind of
That was the worst time, man. Worst Green Lantern we've ever seen.
I'm not a man of integrity at times, I've got to say.
What, have you got any resolutions, Tony? Any others?
I've only got my last one, which is I had 2 written down. So I've got a collection of short stories which I'm just finishing. I spoke to someone about collecting it for me, so I'm going to try and get a collection of them out.
Nice, brilliant.
Yeah,
nice.
That's great.
Is that
any kind of time frame on that, or just when it comes together?
Yeah, all prose.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got. I've really studied some. I talk about it in the tops and bottoms that's coming this week about studying people who write short stories, and there's some absolute greats still working now.
Yeah.
I think Hanif Qureshi is probably is our country's greatest ever short storyteller, certainly in the last 50 years. And I've been studying his stuff recently, and I want to do something similar.
Brilliant, mate. I really look forward to that.
Yeah. Thank you.
That'd be great.
Very kind.
I think you've got in you to write a book like the Executioner or something like that. Like,
I love that, mate.
You could absolutely fucking smash it.
Yeah.
He wrote a book about intimacy called Intimacy, which is about him leaving his wife, or a character leaving their wife and having an affair with a woman and everything. And it is it's one of the best things you'll ever read. It is incredible. Oh. It's just so dirty and depressing and bleak, but
you could totally do something like Zach's doing. You could just do.
I really love Zach for that. That's great.
Yeah. Little Substack, just do a little chapter and something. I'd love to see.
I do write a lot. Maybe I do write a lot every week. If you include my work stuff, I'm writing. 5 figures a week. Word wise.
Yeah.
But the tops and bottoms keeps me going. It lets me sort of explore some little areas that I quite like at the moment, and I'm sort of trying to take it a bit beyond that. But we'll see.
I mean, I've got some pro stuff. I'd like by the end of the year to I've been writing a book, and I kind of want to have like a first draft sort of done by the end of the year.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like a bigger, longer form sort of
Yeah,
book.
yeah.
So
Have you got anything like a sequel to Devil Chasers? Or was that kind of like?
Devil
Kickers,
Kickers. Yeah. There was
Devil Kickers. Sorry,
there was plot ideas for. I've got ideas for that, but I just need to.
Secret Diary of a Call Boy.
It's a pool boy. Secret Diary of a Pallbearer. Wonder what that would be like.
Yeah, they're good.
Hey, there's a sequel. There's a sequel.
Michael Seller, start not procrastinating about everything. I love that. That's a really short, sharp sentence. It's straight to the point. Doesn't fuck about.
Did you see his? Was it him who did the Kirby?
You
see his Kirby at the drink?
that.
Oh, so good
stuff.
Yeah.
He's also put on tackle the unread stuff, various categories. The prospect of a reread is laughable given the unread wing, which is fair enough. Dave Cranner, I took a year off creating 2025, had a few things to deal with. The foundations are set for that now, so we see how that goes. So for 2026, I'm aiming to do a few things. I've got the volume 1 of Tales from the City ready to go, 8 short stories set in Glass City, mostly illustrated by slackers. I also have a first draft done of something new and guidelines for another story. The last 2 were dependent on funds for an artist, etc. Cons will be more difficult again for this year, but we'll take it as it comes. Reading wise, my monthly trip to Centre City Comics is always a blast, so I'll keep that up. And whatever you guys can muster up, if funds allow, I'll be grabbing them. And lads, thank you for an awesome podcast and awesome community.
Thank you,
three should be immensely proud of not only the pod and community you've built, but the awesome stuff you create. Cheers, all the best 2026.
Good lad, Nate.
Thank you, Dave. Cheers.
Yes. And and I think is that the last of them done?
Got 2 more. That'd be it.
Okay, yeah,
So I'll do them now.
Yeah.
Stokesy, another goal of mine this is to get to know the greats better. Names like Gil Kane, Toth, Ditko, etc. While I know them, I don't have enough about them or their output, and most importantly, what I have to learn from them. And
I mean, I'll second that.
Yeah.
I will second that. There's when you know the names, but you don't necessarily know the names.
Johnny Cannon's Substack, and if you go through the NIA, there's
yeah.
specials on all those people. Yeah.
And Mark Hackney sort of wrapped up, says, could be to anyone, never worry about your output. The most important thing is that you're enjoying it. That is a massive thing.
Yeah.
Because if you're not enjoying it, man, why are you doing it?
Yeah. It shouldn't. For this this hobby of ours. Let's be honest. It's a hobby that some people are crafting into careers, but that's obviously with a lot of hard work and drive, and if that's what they want to do, that's cool. But at the end of the day, we've all got to enjoy it. Much like this show, if we don't enjoy it, we don't make it. So
yes,
it's and thank you very much for everyone who gave us your resolutions.
Man, I hope you make them all and succeed and do what you set out to do.
Don't kick yourself in the arse if you don't. But it's better if you try.
No, exactly.
It's better if you try and fail than not try at all.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes, when we make these sort of goals for ourselves or resolutions, whatever you want to call them, everything is so clear in the first 2 months of the year. And then a year can happen, and when you look back in December, I know certainly, it was a long year. By the end of 2025, I was just thinking, oh, God, did I do anything this year? And it's not until looking back, just photographs on the phone that I realised where I'd been, the things I'd done, the people I'd seen, and it was like, oh wow. So try not to get lost in the mist of what a year can be, because you'll be surprised at how much you can achieve. So just stick with it.
Get to it, man.
Yeah. Be positive about it and enjoy it. Just enjoy it. And hopefully you might listen to us as you're working on whatever projects.
Oh, that's the best thing that people should do, is spread the word about the ACP.
Yes, because we want to grow the show. I mean, obviously over the Christmas period, no one's listened to us. Why would they? We just get together to talk to each other because.
If you've enjoyed it, and most especially if we've mentioned your comic, then please give us a repost or something.
It's a share.
It does do us a favour. It helps us get more people's comics out there.
There's obviously the gumph at the end of the show about algorithms and stuff, but it's mentioned because it is a thing.
Yeah.
So, and if you're a new listener, please welcome to the show. It's warning. It's like this every week, but But we're gonna
over the Christmas and the year we don't have guests on because of obviously people are tied up doing their thing. But We usually get creators in.
There's going to be lots of guests. We're gonna talk about lots of different topics. We'll rediscover some topics. Go over some things. We'll delve some more into the creativity aspect of it, because creativity always changes. And I think it's been 5 years since we did. We won't do another how to make comics sort of 6 weeks thing, I don't think, this year, but certainly touching on aspects of comics making, because it's changed so much in that time. And when we talk to creators, I'm always fascinated by their process anyway. So
man, we was talking to Sarah Webb at the Drinker Draw, and like she was telling us about her process of way she works through clip art and Clip Studio. Am I getting
Clip Studio? Yeah, Clip Studio. Yeah.
She sort of walked us through it, didn't she?
Yeah, it's like I've never really used that program, and then we was all comparing.
When I got my iPad, there was Clip Studio and Procreate, and I leant more towards Procreate. That's the way.
I think the Clip Studio, you have to pay a subscription fee on the iPad, which is an instant fucking turn off for me. I just want to pay the one and done. I'd rather have that than subbing it. But yeah, it's very interesting when you sort of we all have different ways of fucking skinning a cat just to get a comic out the door.
Yeah,
it's how you make it, man. Everyone's gonna be different.
So if anyone out there is listening and you're making a comic, please do send it in to us, because it'll probably end up in the recommendations or shout outs or wherever it may be, because I want to discover more and more comics this year, more and more independent and small press comics. I think that's one of the reasons I want to go to the shows as well, so I'll actually see some tables and pick up some stuff from actual genuine creators and discover.
You'll pick up stuff that you've never fucking seen before in your life.
Yeah, that's a good thing, isn't it?
Exactly. Because there's a lot of people out there, never mind not listening to this show, they're just making comics for themselves, and they're just very quietly putting them out there. Do you know what I mean? Whenever you go to any small comics or zine fair or something, there's always creators who could be the first time they're tabling, and they're just the nicest people. And
sometimes you bump into Steve doing fucking battle badges, and you're like, where's this been, man?
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Hello, Steve. I know he listens. Casey sends a message out, and fucking dude's a beast. Pun intended. But thank you for all the messages and everything else, and strap in for the rest of 2026, and for the rest of the show, which we're on the tail end of now. Do we have any shout outs this week, James?
Just a couple. So DUI, the Comics Anthology, is still available. Why haven't you bought yourself a copy? Raising money for the Cartoon Museum, created by a load of slackers, all for free, including the editor Simon Russell. It's available through the Amazon nearest you, so whether it be .co.uk or .com or .whatever, and it'll be printed locally to you, and it's even got the three of us in it, and it's very reasonable for a spined A4, bigger than a trade. Go and get a copy. DUI 4. Thanks to everyone who came to the Drink and Draw. Big laughs at that one. We were chuckling on that one. It's nice. I went to Keiron and Dan's Twitch stream.
Oh yeah.
Which I didn't. I was a bit paranoid because I was at work, and I sort of plugged it in, and I began to be a bit paranoid that you could see me.
Yeah.
You couldn't see me, and then so I went in the back office and did it in there. But you're doing some more of those?
Yeah, I think we might do some more of those. We kind of watched a YouTube video on a certain creator and another creator looking at their work, and kind of like dissected it and had a good laugh and talk about it. It was fun.
Yeah, it was good. Thanks, and there's the last one. Thanks to everyone who has been reading my Substack. The numbers have gone through the roof last few weeks.
Ah, brilliant.
Yeah. And it's one of those things. You're almost paranoid because you don't know why. Why is that? Like, why is it's a bit like that. Yeah. But yeah, so it's a big read. So thank you for that, everyone.
Sometimes people you call down the thunder and then you fucking get it. You're like, whoa, like the numbers are really high. Like, what's going on? Like,
yeah.
Have I done
which
something?
Robots, which porn bots are attacking me? Yeah.
Mate, it's because you got a really good considered opinion and you know your onions. So
well, you're very kind, mate.
When you're putting stuff in the tops and bottoms, I always agree with you in the bottoms because they're awful. But
there's some shite out there, man.
Yeah.
I think the last one I put in, because it was no bottoms in the last one because it was only tops, but the previous time, some bloke had drawn something literally in just pencil in a notebook, and he'd torn it out of his notebook, and he'd torn the bottom of the page, taken a photograph of it with his phone, and uploaded it onto Global Comics.
Oh, mate.
What the fuck is that?
I came across that fucking NCIS comic that you started going on about.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
just like basically like really badly cropped photos from the TV show onto like
really,
grainy
I
backgrounds.
tell you what's terrible.
There's loads of it as well.
Yeah. I tell you what's terrible about that is it's awful. Like it's like the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
There was a real sick kick. It was one of the funniest things I'd read. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Unintentionally funny.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, dear.
Any more shouts?
Any more?
No, I've shut down the my Google Doc with my notes on it, and I don't think I've got any shouts apart from the aforementioned.
You've done that one,
Lawless.
haven't you?
I've already done it. My box ticked. No, I think that's it. So if you've got any Kickstarters or crowdfunding campaigns coming up, do let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
And we'll add them to the show notes. And if I've not mentioned one that I previously said I would, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I think people tend to avoid Christmas, don't they?
Yeah.
With Kickstarters. So
It's
I
a
always
good
think
shout.
Jan's a bit quiet for
Yeah.
Kickstarters.
Yeah.
But I think Green Archer got one launching.
Brilliant.
Is it tomorrow?
I'm not too sure. Do go if you
We'll be
just
shouting about it next
filibuster a
week.
bit, Tony. I'll go
Okay,
and
all
have a
right,
look.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got an email from them earlier.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones I've tagged. You know, you can go in and say, "Oh, notify me on launch."
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones, I think.
Yeah.
But because I'm shit at technical things, I can't really look it up immediately. Like Dan, who's like scanning, like he's some kind of adaptoid.
He looks like a hacker from a
His eyes are going like
mid-90s.
quickly left it.
Yeah.
With a green tinge in his eyes.
He's tapping furiously on his keyboard as we're seeing a screen of blocks moving into spaces, which is, of course, how hacking works.
Do you remember when Rimmer got super intelligent in Red Dwarf and he went from typing like this to typing two computers like this? That's what Dan's saying.
I can't see it on there at the moment, but maybe. It's
Dan,
the
I bet I
pre-launch
can
is
find
gonna
it.
be on
You're
there.
rubbish. You're probably in
Yeah.
it.
What I'll do while you're seeing the behind the
probably in
scenes
it.
of the show, I will say I won't put this at the end of the show.
There you go.
Put it now.
I've got it.
Oh, yeah.
The final chapter of Press Guardian launches tomorrow.
There you
So
go.
that'll be today if you listen to this on the first day of the. That's how long. Yeah, so go and sign up for it. The Press Guardian. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Nice.
Okay.
We of course talk a lot about the Slack community on a weekly basis. We put a shout out for them because usually on other forms of social media, no one's fucking listening. Let's be honest. And the Slack community is a great community of people. If you want to be involved, you can find a link on our Substack. Oh, it's a lovely hat, Tony.
I got this when we did the London Super Comic Con.
Yeah, lovely Valiant hat he's just put on. Over the top of another hat. Strong choice. But
It's very Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, well, he's pretty much exactly the same person.
We're very similar.
What with those trousers? But yeah, you can find the link on the Substack. But also, just a look for Slack. Get in touch with us about how to join the community as well. If you're not on the Substack. Either way, try and get on the Slack community because there's a great community of people on there. Loads of different channels about art threads, hints, tips, Kickstarter shout outs. Keep the conversation going about
Videos you can look at. Yeah,
videos, podcasts. But the main thing about it is everyone is genuinely really positive, kind, supportive, and there's discourse.
You can have a disagreement. But it's just a considered adult fucking disagreement.
Yeah, there's discussion and discourse. That's what it is. And we won't put up with any other fucking shit as well. So you're safe.
We haven't banned anyone off there yet.
No. So be the first. No.
I just saw a campaign I was sent to you on Kickstarter, and it's just like they've got just shy of $7,000, and it's just like this is fucking scandalous, man.
Is that's the Scarlet Witch?
You fucking rack your brain. It's all kind of like big IP characters involved in sexual scenarios. It's like, man, you fucking bust your gut trying to build an audience, create stories, craft, and then here's a picture of the Scarlet Witch.
Jesus Christ. I think a lot about the Scarlet Witch, and I've never thought that.
Wow.
It's just like, it's $8,000 for doing all this. Okay.
What?
But I don't know what to say.
Well,
on to the recommends.
In comics, anything is possible. And speaking of which, it's time to recommend some comics to you lovely people. I've already spent one of mine, but you chaps, Tony, you've got a couple, haven't you? How many have you got this week?
Two.
I have got two, yeah.
Wow, so I'm going to be the delicious filling in between this comic sandwich. Tony, start us off.
My first one is Film and Television Thoughts and Notes, Part 1, second printing. £5 from rookfilms.co.uk by Ben Wheatley. Ben Wheatley is a filmmaker and a comics maker. This is A5 black and white DIY, very DIY. We previously talked about his comics, which have been a bit more of a slick collaboration. We talked about Cosmic Music and Utility. Utility, maybe just over a year ago, I think. Both comics I really liked, both with a sort of Metal Hurlant kind of vibe, maybe early 2000 AD, that sort of thing. But this is more zine-like and drawn by him. Um, he I think it's in his newest movie, which is a movie called Bulk. Has anyone seen it?
No, I've not seen that one.
No. So Bulk, it's got. I think I'm not sure it's been had a full release. I'm seeing it on the 29th at the BFI. So I ordered two magazines from him. The first one, which I've just mentioned, and another one called Bulk, which is about the movie. So I've kind of put this aside, not to read at the moment. I've had a flick through it, and it's interesting and slightly more artistically accomplished, or slightly more artistically detailed than the film and television thoughts and notes book. But at the end of Bulk, he's done some like little cartooning of his own. I think Bulk is a return to his more indie movie roots, because we obviously had what's the one at the back of the Megalodon, the Meg 2.
Yeah.
You remember he did that,
yeah,
you know, and he's done some Doctor Who and he's done some other TV as well, but this is much more back to his roots in a way. It's I'm gonna say it's more of a fun thing. It's more for filmmakers, prospective filmmakers, than it is for comic fans. I mean, there is this crossover. You know, he actually says in it it comes with two pieces of card, and he says, "Oh, you get free blank storyboard art pages." You know, like, okay, that's funny. But when you think there is the terminology of movies has definitely crept into the script writing of comics. I don't think there's any doubt there. As much as it maybe should sometimes and shouldn't sometimes else's, we do get references to close-ups, eye lines, widescreen, cinematic. We get all these things, which is the language of movies translated onto a script for a comic, which sometimes is good. A lot of the times is good. Sometimes isn't so good. I do think there's a big difference between a storyboard and a comic page, for example. I think there should be function purely from a functionality sort of point of view. But this is the kind of do's and don'ts from movie making. And it's stuff like when shooting improvisation, get the cameras at 90 degrees to each other. It will always cut and won't film each other. A mid shot and a close up looks cool. And he's drawn it on a page like that, if that makes sense. Yes. So it's just a cool little thing. I'm a fan of his films. I really do. I do like his stuff. I'm going to say my favourite is In the Earth, which is just an incredibly atmospheric film. But we probably all love stuff like Sightseers and Kill List and A Field in England and High Rise and that sort of thing. Yeah. So he's got an interest. He's also a bit of a comic mark guy. You see him occasionally at the comic mark.
Oh, nice one. Wow.
So a proper comic fan. I have put the Bulk sketchbook aside until I see the movie, but I did enjoy this. It was like a nice little... It gets you thinking about things as well that are applicable to comics in a way. And it's full of doodles, sort of doodles and art and little bits of type and little bits of text and stuff like that. And I say it's only £5, and I like him enough that I'd just like to have it because I'm a fan of his films as well. And as I understand it, there's other comics in the pipeline for him. So you go to rookfilms.co.uk, it's £5 from there. And there's like a soundtrack for stuff. He does all different stuff on there. But of these other comics, I'd probably recommend Cosmic Music, Cosmic with a K, Cosmic with two Ks, music, which I really liked. I think it's a really interesting return to Jodorowsky kind of thing. But yeah, that's my first one. There you go, guys.
Nice. Dan, what's yours first?
My first one was I've been following this creator on Twitter, and I've absolutely fucking loved their work. Brilliant stuff. And they had a Kickstarter out, and they were only doing physicals, not digitals. So I was kind of bummed they didn't want to send from the US to the UK. So I was like, oh shit. But that title, they said, oh, it's now on Global Comics, and I recently just re-upped just to read this comic. So I was like, I fucking love the look of it. I just sent you guys the look of it. Sent you the link for it. It's called Incorporated, issue 1. Writing by Tina Travolta, art by Azoniab, I think that's Azoinab, and letters by Jose Cardenas. I follow Azoniab on Twitter. His artwork is very reminiscent. I'm not sure if he's sick of this comparison of like a Frank Miller in his glory days. It's fucking lovely stuff. It's such a joy to see,
Oh, that is
and
nice, man.
it's very comic artwork. Like this is what I want to see in a comic. Not you wouldn't get this in another medium. This is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this is a comic. Straight back to the old stuff of like the way Miller used to do Rain. It's such a I just love it. It's so appealing to the eye. It's kind of flat
Great color
colors,
as
but
well. Yeah.
yeah, the colors is like you get a texture within the colors of like if a guy's wearing a top, there's a kind of subtle kind of like watercolory kind of mottling to it, or the heavy use of blacks. There's a sequence later on in the book where they have a fight down an outside metal staircase, and it's like, mate, that's fucking brilliant. That is
Yeah.
so well done. The whole thing, such a joy to read. Story wise, I'm gonna be a bit of a sticker, and I had a little complaint about it. The I read the book. That's fine. There's totally on point. The story from the Kickstarter says it only took a century for one corporation to become the most powerful governments on the globe. The Eternity Corporation raises superpowered children to fulfill their final goal of uniting the world under its ownership. Through the powers of one soldier, Adil is able to seal the evils of the corporation for himself and desperately tries to tear it down. After years of hiding, Adil returns to the city on a mission he doesn't intend to survive. That isn't communicated in the comic.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, and maybe kind of, I need a reread to kind of get that in, but I didn't get that storyline from the comic.
Yeah.
Maybe that'd be brought up again in further issues if it's continued. I just got to be careful. Like as a writer, you may have a story in your head and you communicate this, but like, have you communicated what you wanted to the reader? Because if someone picks this up for the first time and they don't read what you've put on the Kickstarter going into it,
Yeah.
will they get that? I'm not sure if they will or not. Maybe it's just
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Give it a read and see what you think. It's an absolute blast to read, and the artwork is just something else. I really cannot wait to see more from this artist and the whole creative team. Lovely stuff. Uh, Brilliant. Yeah, that's my first one. Do go check that. It's Incorporated issue 1. You can read it on Global Comics, and that is by a publisher called Bunley Comics, Bunly Comics.
Nice.
That's me.
My recommendation this week is an issue 2 of a series that I talked about recently that I continued with. When I talked about issue 1, I was hoping it was going to continue in the style it did and with the momentum, and it totally has, and I'm in. This is Ferocious by Mad Cave Comics, author Luke Petrowski, illustrated by Emmanuel Ursulani, colorist Paolo Ratteri, letterer is Carlos M. Mangual. Like I say, Mad Cave Comics, this is about a young man who swears vengeance on the draconic warrior woman who laid waste to his entire village. But in order to claim it, he'll have to seek training from the warrior woman herself. And, I mean, there could be more that you say about it, but it's a very simple thing. You know, this young tavern boy, I talked about a few episodes ago, issue 1, the setup. It's a fantasy-style book. It doesn't beat you over the head with the world-building lore. It drops you into the world. You kind of get a sense of what it is. I think and issue 2 continues with the themes and the stylings, and it's definitely more of a character piece. I think one of the things that I relate to it, there's almost it feels almost samurai like a samurai story. It feels like a story that could be told in lots of different sort of, like, you know, medium, you know, styles, and it is that someone obviously wants revenge on this evil person who killed their whole family. But what if, you know, but they're not strong enough to get revenge on that person.
Okay.
So they have to train. That's usually what it is, isn't it? They need to train.
Yeah.
We've seen it in so many things. But what if the person training them is the person that murdered their family? You know, that's what it is. And it is a person that's like, you're not strong enough to kill me yet. Stick with me and I'll make you. One day you'll be able to do it. But he's just a little kid. And in this, certainly, he's got like this sickle, which is always like looks great on the, you know, it's a very visual sort of weapon or that. And there's a moment where the kid in this issue, he spots the warrior has been damaged, and you can see blood down their forearm. And they go to like a river just to sort of wash off the wound. And the boy seizes a chance, and he runs in and he swings at her with the sickle. She catches his arm, and rather than just being like, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that," she catches the arm and brutally snaps it.
Nice.
So, and there's a splash page of him holding this splintered arm, and she's just walking away going, "Not yet." And it's very the world itself, fantasy. You can tell it's inspired by, like I think I said before, like Dragon Age or those sort of things. The warrior woman is like a demonic sort of figure. It looks demonic, even though they say it's like there's dragon scales. You can see there's dragon scales on her and stuff. So the character designs and everything about it is wonderful. But I like the fact that there could be all this big world going on, but all we really care about is this very small scale story of these two characters, and they're just traveling through. And this issue is more of the same. He's the safest he could possibly be, because he's with the most dangerous thing in this particular world. But she is also in a land that isn't her homeland, so whenever she comes across people, they want to start shit. So, and it, spoilers, doesn't end well for them. And this particular issue ends on a moral, an interesting moral quandary, and something that the boy has to do at the end of the issue, which you do think, oh fuck. Because it is a story of the main character is going around with the main villain. And they are teaching.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. But they also do this good thing of like, you can tell they hint at there's more to this warrior, the villain sort of warrior. But they don't hit you over the head with it. But they also, from a visual standpoint, and this is one of the things I love about comics and stuff, that they do stuff like this, is sometimes, and she's a giant sort of figure, like a barbarian kind of figure, and he's just a lad, so that scale looks great. But there's certain moments when she's teaching him things, doing the whole sort of Jedi, like that sort of someone teaching the student, and the ways that she stood there, the shadow is cast over the top of her, and her eyes are always sort of like, there's no detail on the eyes. Like you see her in the rest of the issue, she's got pupils and everything, but just that cult, and it looks like a villain. Do you know what I mean? That classic villain.
That's such a great effect.
It's such a great effect, because it also immediately says that's a bad person. You know what I mean? It keeps reminding you this is a bad person. So Ferocious is a real. It's just a title that I was interested to see where it's going, and I'm interested to see where this is going. I know they've already put the pre-order up for Volume 1, but while it's on Global, while Mad Cave is still doing it, I'm gonna see where this is going, because I'm enjoying it. And it's a very well put together book as well. So hopefully it sticks the landing. I did previously speak, I think one of the last episodes, that there were a couple of series that I stuck it through to the 6 issues, and by issue 6 at
least it's on Global Comics, so do you know what I mean? That's the thing.
Yeah. So I think with this one, if it continues at this pace, it's going to be worth a double dip to get the trade, because it's just a really well put together book. So that's Ferocious from Mad Cave, if you see it on your travels. Dan, what's your second one?
My second one is Lords on the Piss, issue 2.
Yeah.
Which again I backed on Kickstarter, and I've kind of fucked up here because I went to check how it's one of those ones. Yeah, I just back a load of stuff on Kickstarter and then occasionally go back and check, and I looked on it and it says go to Pledge Manager, so I clicked that and it's got a load of stuff that I've yet to fill in, and I'm not even sure if I fucking paid for it yet. I don't quite know how the Pledge Manager works. So if you're Will or Oliver who run this book and I haven't paid you for it yet, my deepest apologies. But I've reviewed Lord and Piss issue 1. It's very much just sort of a tongue-in-cheek piss take of Lord of the Rings and fantasy epics like that. You got the main cast, which are very much like the Fellowship, all about drinking, boozing, womanizing, just having a fucking laugh all the time. And the Aragorn character has donned the ring of sobriety, like the One Ring, and he can no longer get sexual pleasure, you can't get high, you can't get drunk.
What?
And it's really fucking him off.
It's a
He's
curse.
got no joy in life. And everyone around him is obviously into getting drunk, pissed up and stuff. So he sort of makes an oath to go and destroy the ring.
I tell you what, I read the first issue of this. It's a really great sort of parody book. It those classic sort of mad sort of comics, sort of
this holy parody. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
You got the Gandalf character who's like a pole dancing sorceress, who's a bit on the flirtatious side, which helps when you're selling the variant covers with her in States of Undress.
Yeah,
which
right.
No fucking shade for me on that. And it's just a really fun read. I mean, I found it on Global as well because I was looking through titles and I was like, oh man, I fucking backed on Kickstarter and here it is on Global. It's really fun, genuinely amusing. I think the creators are Australian. You go to flat_times, time with a Z on Instagram, and you can find out more about them. But it's got a really lovely and robust sense of humor throughout. No. Do go check it out. I had great stuff. More please.
Nice. Tony, what's your final?
My last one is Saint Malo, first Filipinos in North America, which is for $11.99 from Creative Mussell. Mussell is like the seafood. Creative Mussell Productions. This is the first in a new horror series. It got sent through to us on Kickstarter by the production company or the publishers, whatever you want to call them. It's written by J.B. Callaghan, art by Ferocious, and it's both kind of a manga-esque in a way, somewhere between indie and manga, I'm going to say, with a sort of genuine historical background that's inserted into a horror book, which sits within a history. It's a sort of fantasy horror, so it's not exactly historical because there's obviously elements of fantasy in there, but it's also suggestive for mature readers. You can see the depth of research they've done immediately because you straight away get a timeline of events of how they found themselves there. 40 pages, gets a release next week at Fan Expo in New Orleans. It takes place in the Louisiana swamps. And this is a piece of history that I didn't know about, is that Filipino sailors escaped slavery on Spanish galleons and they were hiding away. So there's sort of like this hidden community surrounded by... Yeah, I didn't know that Filipinos were slaves as well. Something I didn't know about. It's part funded by the Arts Wave and also support from the Ohio Arts Council. So they're not only hiding away from recapture, I'm guessing, but also around the terrors of the swamp, and also there's sort of elements that are hunting for them. So you've got alligators, but you've also got this sort of horrific element to it. And it opens in 1810 on the edge of Lake Borgnay, and there's this fucking, like a long tentacle. It's like a long snake creature, but the head of it opens out into like a star of jaws. It's got like 5 jaws with teeth. It's almost like it's a kind of staple go-to horror feature, isn't it? And it sort of looks for but it fucking eviscerates this person it finds in the tent, like blood and gore everywhere immediately. And you think, okay, this is deserving of its adult tagline. And then you get a short time where you're beginning to explore the dynamics and the characters who live in this village. And there's a basket weaver called Mutia, and there's Ulan is a one-handed alligator hunter. He says, well, it got a bit of me. I'm not exactly the best alligator hunter in the world, am I? And there's this ghost called Laika, who visits Mutia. And it looks like Mutia has this sort of the gift of second sight. And she's part of this sort of local band of people. And she's confronted by a creature called, right, give me a second on this, Mananagal. Yeah, I think that's right. Which is this tentacle creature that comes back. But she halfway through the fight, she's like doing it with a knife, killing it, getting on with it. It transforms into a harpy, like a winged, feral-looking woman with wings, with with these sort of horrific wings from devils, and the top of the wings are like little claws, almost like little point claws. And it stabs her through the shoulder, and she keeps fighting. Now, I won't spoil the ending because the ending comes shortly after that, but
nice.
It's 40 pages. It's only 28 pages of story. The back you get quite a lot of history. You get the bios of the creators, but also Makialana, Kanewa, Mariono, who's the historian on this.
Okay.
As well. Really energetic, nice, just real energy in the fight scene. It's got some fun art, lovely placement. You know exactly where you are. I think one of the big things that people miss these days is to relate to someone. You have to kind of sit with them, don't you? You have to sit next to them and realise where they are. And that really does work. There's some nice colour painting on the inside back cover. Someone's done a sort of artistic rendering of the main character with you. The only slight niggle I have is that it was over before I seemingly got halfway through reading. It was
okay.
You got a murder, a conversation with some townspeople, and then an extended fight scene, and it felt like the first 30 pages of a longer collection, I think. But this is coming out as a monthly, not monthly, but a sequential comics released every so often kind of project. But it was good for what it was. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I think with this sort of thing, you have to be careful releasing a single issue without a follow-up to it coming quickly, because interest will fall off.
That is the problem.
Yeah. So, for example, in 6 months' time, someone says to me, St. Malo 2 is out, I'd go, right, what happened in that again?
What was that? Yeah.
Yeah, we read so many comics, don't we? And the time passes so heavily that we don't remember. But for what it is, it's great stuff. Really enjoyed it. The writer and the artist have done other stuff. I think one's done a Godzilla project and stuff like that. So it's got sort of some strength behind it. But I enjoyed it for what it was. You can just keep your eye out online for it, because as I say, it's getting its release next week. St. Malo, and it's from Creative Mussell Productions. Okay,
brilliant.
Nice. What a great bunch of comics to start 2026 with. And yes, expect more great comics in the weeks and months ahead of this year. And we've got some great guests lined up, and we're looking. And the chum has been thrown into the water as well. So don't be surprised if you hear some new voices. And if you just started listening to the show, there's loads of new voices. You can go back and listen to older episodes, etc.
Including some classic ones as well.
Yeah. And there's several different ways you can find us or get in touch with us. You can email us awesomecomicspod@gmail.com. Find us on the socials at awesomecomicspod on Instagram, at the awesomepod on X. And as for the listening part of it, well, I mean, you're already doing it now. Perhaps you listen to us on awesomecomics.podbean.com, or maybe it was Apple Podcasts or Spotify. If it's any one of those, then please do, give us a nice review if you've got the time, or even if you don't want to write something, just put some nice stars there, because we really appreciate it, because it helps the algorithms and stuff like we mentioned earlier. And we want more people doing this show, because then more people discover new comics and possibly discover your comics if you send them to us. So we're also on Amazon, Stitcher, Podnose, Podknife. What other networks are we on, Tony? We're
on the network. Now is the time to drink Baileys from a shoe.
Yeah. Have you ever drunk Baileys from a shoe?
Exactly.
If you get that reference, we're
you're
friends.
In the gang.
Yeah, you're in the gang. And where else you can be a gang? Well, you can. Part of the ACP gang is if you buy some merch at acpgear.redbubble.com.
Hard sell.
Hard sell. There's going to be some new threads going up in January. So look to help, because it really does help support the show and the hosting and everything else. Because
it does.
Well, we don't have sponsors, so we're gonna
not
make
anymore.
We're gonna make you look sexy, and also it will help us at the same time. And speaking of us, where can people find us online, etc.? Tony?
Neveronanything.com or Tony Ez on Substack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dan, where can they find you?
Find me on X at Vanguard Comic, and you can be Vanguard at vanguardcomic.com.
Nice. You can find me on social media at Jester Diablo. And follow us on Substack. If you're on Substack, or if you have a Substack account, just search for the Awesome Comics Podcast. And we'll post up covers of the comics and
it's got
links
covers of the comics, links to where you can get them, everything on there.
Yeah. As well as acprecommends.com. Got to give a shout out to Craig from ACP Recommends.
Good old Craig.
Yeah.
If there's anything you want to check out further that we've talked about on this show, like in the recommends, then that's the website to go to. It's a great place for it. And this has been a great place to talk to these two chaps, and I look forward to doing it next week. So
Got a whole year of this, baby.
Another year.
Another year in paradise.
I thought it was Phil Collins, but I do now.
Yeah. Don't think twice.
Do you know that Emily in Paris? That's his daughter. Did you know that?
I didn't.
No.
That's Phil Collins' daughter.
Did not know that.
Wow. Do you know what? I had a whole fucking segue lined up to sign off the show then, and that just bit of pop quiz trivia just completely ruined it. So I'll just say, from all of us here at ACP Towers, Happy New Year. We hope you're happy, healthy, doing all right, because there's a lot of colds going around in the UK as well. I think I might be coming down with one, and we've
just over mine,
and we're only just over them. So yeah, stay healthy, stay hydrated, keep reading brilliant comics, and if there's any great independent comics that you want us to check out, please do let us know.
Send them our way.
Yeah.
And until you hear our voices coming in your ears once again. People can't see it because it's an audio show, but I said that just
face.
Yeah, and Tony just stopped for a moment. It's brilliant. And that's the joy I have. And see us next week, or hear us next week. And I guess did the email link, did the everything else, follow us on. What else should they do, guys?
Stay awesome.
Stay awesome.
Of course. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.